Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Sunday, the 5th of March 2017, and we are producing our fifth and final video on our discussion with Greg. In today's episode, we are discussing primarily the future of employment and the Trump presidency. Now, what Greg has to say is controversial and will undoubtedly annoy some of our listeners. However, we ask you please to at least think quite deeply about what he is actually suggesting as opposed to what he at first appears to say. He is highly critical of President Trump and believes that the man is an opportunist. Having said that, he doesn't question the individual's right to become the president or that the election was moderately fair. What is concerning, and is a factor that perhaps all of us ought to take into account for the future, and that is we should always try and choose the best person for the job, and that everyone who undertakes any form of public appointment should do so with altruistic reasons as opposed to selfish profit motives. Difficult people, no doubt, they will be to find, but they do exist, and it is hoped that one day the majority of countries throughout the world will adopt such a position. And then and only then can we, as a people, unite and prosper with a relative degree of peace, harmony, and tranquility. Let's listen to the rest of the discussion. No work, Greg. What do you mean?
A lot of people haven't even thought about it. We've gone through a period when we have had a very high level of work. Mm-hmm. Women used not to work. Then we had to bring them into the labour force in order that they would work. Mm-hmm. However, we are on the verge of a revolution similar to the Industrial Revolution, where work is replaced in the main by robotics. Then how do you tie that in with your money system, be it fiduciary or fiat or gold or anything else? We're already seeing Finland paying people a salary whether they work or not.
Indeed.
Because they know there will come a time, not very far away, when there won't be any work to be done, because robots will be building the robots that do the work.
So, is the answer to that what some of the eugenicists claim, and that is reduce the world population?
No, it won't make a damn difference.
Go on, explain that.
Well, this planet will sustain way more people than we have at present. Everybody's in a complete panic because we're on 8 billion people. Well, when I was born, there were 2 billion.
That's right.
I promise I'm not responsible for any quantifiable percentage rise.
Right.
However, there are now 8 billion.
Yes.
I believe this planet can quite easily sustain 20, 30, 40 billion.
Well, if it's grown 4 times.
What we can't sustain,
yes,
is the change.
Pollution.
No, the change. Mm-hmm. Because the politicians aren't smart enough to be able to manage that change.
Right.
You know, we have been watching the publicity stunts of the new President of America, which are rather embarrassing because he's reduced the position of POTUS to being a publicity stunt now, which I don't think will prove good for America in the long run, and I think it's proving very divisive in the short run.
Well, he's got a lot of followers on this channel because they are, and
he
we
will
have
a lot of followers.
Yeah, and we have to agree with them. They're fed up of professional politicians because one, they do lie, and
if you need brain surgery,
yes,
would you be fed up of professional brain surgeons and rather have a rank amateur idiot?
Yes. Well,
I would say, I would submit,
yes,
that if they really do think on those lines, when they stop and think, well, why not rename him Forrest Trump? Or was that Gump?
Gump. Well,
because I don't disagree with their choice.
No.
I don't disagree with their he is the elected president.
Yes.
I don't disagree with any of that. But what a sad reflection on the intellectual capacity of the American peoples that they have elected somebody who is quite patently signing documents at a rate that there is no ways he's reading them. I'm sure he hasn't read any of them.
But look what
But he's got a very pretty signature.
Yes.
And furthermore, he hasn't appointed anybody of experience.
Oh no, the cabinet, some members of the cabinet, the ex-generals and so on, do have experience.
I don't see a general as being experienced at anything other than organising people to kill people.
Well, okay.
Do you?
Okay. Well, we could debate that. But if
I was in the army.
Yes, I know. But we could debate that. But if you take, for example, right, you're an unemployed person in Detroit, and you know, if you live in Detroit,
freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
In other words,
why wouldn't you vote for Trump if you're professional politicians?
You are telling me that this is a recipe for destroy everything because my position's not very nice.
So you see his presidency as destroying everything?
No, but that's the logic behind your argument.
Right. I will differ with you there because
that is the logic behind your argument.
Well, no.
I'm fed up with professionals. I want a congenital idiot. I'm not saying he's a congenital idiot.
Well,
you're suggesting
that. You're suggesting that, aren't you?
I
are.
think we have. Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
And I believe that I'm suggesting it within the framework of exaggeration to make the point.
It doesn't. If professional politicians have landed the world's economy in a state of bankruptcy, then...
No, they haven't landed it. They've been sliding into it for 2 millennia.
Yes, fair enough. Okay. Then you cannot blame the people for turning around saying, let's have something different.
It is very, very easy for a simpleton to make criticism of that which he doesn't understand. And I am taking the extreme opposite, purely to make the point. Would you want your car fixed by the road sweeper?
Well, his advocates will say he is a billionaire,
much of which he inherited.
Yes, he did.
And he inherited the totality of the opportunity to become one.
But nevertheless, he could have lost it too, because there are many...
He has frequently.
There are many... Well, yes. Well, he's lost other people's money. Which makes him smart personally.
And what happens if he loses America's money?
Well, that is the argument.
Is it a gamble worth taking?
Indeed.
Well, America's taken it now.
Yes.
And I think we will all see the consequences unless somebody reins him in pretty damn quickly, because he may have this pretty signature. He wants to show off that he can write, but he hasn't proved to me yet that he can read.
Indeed. And there are conspiracies about his ability to read as well. But that aside, that aside, there are many who believe that it is actually not a Trump presidency, but a Bannon presidency. And this guy Bannon...
God, it goes from bad to worse.
Well, this guy...
Brute in charge.
This guy Bannon is the power behind the throne. Do you believe that?
No.
Then what? That this man came in and...
I don't think Bannon is competent to make a throne, leave alone be the power behind it.
Well, he came in...
He's a showman.
He came in... Well, he's a showman behind the scenes to a large extent, because he came in, and to be frank, Trump's campaign was waning. And he and Conway came in, and let's be candid, saved the campaign and caused his victory. So the guy... And
if
Conway,
it works out badly, will they be tried for treason?
You'll have
Because
to
I don't
explain,
think they thought it through.
You have to explain that question.
I don't think they thought it through in terms other than their own personal gain in the short term.
Mm-hmm. So you believe that all of these are just opportunists for personal enrichment?
They have not shown me on any single word they have said,
yes,
or action they have taken,
yes,
or clever little signature that they put on pieces of paper that they clearly haven't read, that they are anything other than opportunists. And we have now, as president of the strongest free world country, we have a man who is dedicated to making profit.
Greg, it's been a fascinating discussion, or range of discussions really. Thank you for allowing us into your home. And once again, as we have mentioned at the start of this broadcast, there's a lot more to come.
Indeed there is, and I've enjoyed it, and thank you for the opportunity. I've always liked the sound of my own voice.
Greg, thank you once again.
Within the inner sanctum, which shall be opened in April, we shall be covering with Greg a range of subjects which will include politics, economics, society changes, and the military. We will have the opportunity to go into much greater depth, and we are sure that you will find, whether you agree with him or not, his views interesting and hopefully stimulating.
We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumb up and share it on Twitter. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe as a free member for regular email updates and offers. Our Facebook page, which is updated daily, can be found at facebook.com/IlluminatiSilver. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice, and merely represent the personal views of its owners.